Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, it's Dimma here. Today's video is going to be a highlight and contour routine video. I've done one of these before last year, but it was a natural looking highlight and contour routine video. So I'm going to have that linked somewhere here. I think it's going to pop up on the left. It might not, because I never know where my left and right is, but just look on top, you're going to see it. So if you want to see that, it's more of like my everyday highlights and contour routine video. If you want to see that, check the video up here. But this highlight and contour routine that I'll be doing in this video is the one that I do on the days when I want my face to look snatched. Like I want everything super defined. Okay, we're not doing natural. This is what I do. I realized that I haven't done like a detailed video on how to do this, so that is what I'm going to be doing. I've already done my eye makeup because I'm going to be focusing on my face. I'm going to pop on a wig real quick, okay? This wig here is the wig that I'm going to be using. It's from RPGSHOW. I'm going to show you guys the pack real quick. It came out of the pack like this, and it came with waves like already put in it. But I took it out of the pack yesterday evening just to prep for today, and I kind of just flat ironed this bit here. I'm going to style this after I put it on my head. I'm going to leave all the details for this wig in the description box. This wig like came pre-plucked, everything. You guys know that I'm not really a wig person. I don't know how to pluck and customize and do all of that. And one thing I like about RPGSHOW wigs is that their wigs, like the hairline comes looking natural. Not like extremely natural, like it looks identical to your hairline, but it doesn't need that much work. And in all honesty, I don't even know how to do the type of work you need to get this to look a certain way. So I just love the fact that you take this out and you just put it on your head and it looks good. So I cut the excess lace in front out already. You guys know how wigs come. They come with like excess lace in front. I cut that out already, and I applied some powder. I'm going to apply more. I applied some of my face powder under the wig. I did not use foundation. Don't use foundation. Foundation tends to just be too much. So I applied some face powder on the frontal already. This isn't a full lace wig. It has some tracks at the back, but then the front is a frontal. Okay, so this is my face powder. This is my Iman press powder in earth medium. I'm going to go in with my powder brush and just take a little bit of the powder, tap off the excess, and so I'm going to adjust this to make sure that it fits snug on my head. I'm going to take this off. I'm not applying any edge control right now. I'm going to do that later on. Just brushing my edges back. So the wig is on my head, and I was hoping that I would not have to use Got to Be, because Got to Be can be stressed sometimes. But the wig fits really snug, so I'm not going to apply glue or anything like that in this area here. I'm just going to apply a little bit of Got to Be in this area here to keep the wig in place. So just here and here. I'm going to start off by priming my face, and I'm going to be using one of my all-time favorite primers. This is the Illamasqua Matte Veil. I have oily skin, and this helps control oil without drying my skin out. I don't like primers that dry my skin out. I'm just going to apply this on my face, and I like to concentrate on my T-zone because this is the area where I tend to produce oil the most. I'm going to use my Maxio Fix Fluid in NW45. And if you're wondering, the brush that I'm using is a flat-topped foundation brush from Juvia's Place. It came in a set. I've had this brush for a very, very long time. Another good foundation brush that I also love to use, I just don't know where it is right now because I'm looking on my table and I can't find it, and that's the reason why I grabbed this one, is the Sigma F80, I believe it's called. Yeah, the F80 Kabuki brush is a very, very good, like a very, very good foundation brush as well. It's just slightly bigger than this one, but I love it too. So you guys know that I kind of use like different foundations. I've been using my Maxio Fix Fluid so much of late because you guys know that I had that whole breakout episode sometime in September, like October. So this is just one of the few foundations that I'm able to like layer without using a concealer, and it just covers up my spots without like me using a concealer or looking for something else to use like to spot conceal. So that's the reason why I've been using my Maxio Fix Fluid of late. I'll probably be using it like this till my spots clear up completely. They're clearing up nicely already, so To highlight my face, I'm going to be using my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in Dark 46. This concealer is so affordable, but then it's literally my favorite concealer this year. I don't think that I've used any concealer as much as I've used this one. Like, I don't know, it's just magic, okay? It's magic and it's really affordable. I don't know how ColourPop did it, but they did it with this concealer. To contour, I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty Match Stix in Espresso. I'm going to apply some of it on my forehead as well. Okay, so we're going to start blending. I've been loving this blender from Sigma. So I'm going to start out by blending out my immediate under eye concealer. Another thing I really love about this concealer is the fact that it doesn't dry too fast. So it just gives you time, or you have enough time after you apply it to just do some things and just come back to it. And this sponge, fam, like I didn't expect myself to love it as much as I do. I just started using it yesterday and I love it. The fact that the edges are flat and then this side is round, it makes it really easy to just get into this area and blend. One thing that I like to do is that I like to just blend the concealer like into this area here, and it can also get to this side. This is not compulsory, but if you want, you can just blend it to the tips of your nose. I just take my time out blending out the concealer on my nose because I'm not going to contour. I don't like to contour my nose. So this is the best way to just ensure that your nose is defined without using like a contour product. So I have two of these. I'm going to use the black one to blend out the contour. You can use the same sponge in all honesty, but you know, I just like to alternate. I don't want the contour product that I have to get onto the sponge that I used to highlight in case I have to go back in, if that even makes any sense. I'm going to take some of the excess concealer that I had here, like after I blended out my immediate under eye area, and I'm going to use it in this area here. I'm not taking it all the way down, just here. To set the highlighted part of my face, I'm going to use my ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder, and this one is in Banana. I like this because it has a little bit of color payoff to it. On the days when I'd go for like a natural highlight and contour, I'll use my Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder or my Sacha Buttercup Setting Powder. I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to put it in here, tap the excess off, and when it comes to like this, the way you bake is really important. It will just like end up just determining the way that everything is going to look. So I like to take the powder to the edges of my nose as well. I'm going to apply some of it just under the contour. I'm not going to let it sit too much in this area. I'm going to blend it out. I applied too much. I'm going to take it off real quick. I'm going to put it down the bridge of my nose as well. First of all, before I move on to setting my contour, I'm going to buff this powder out, like the powder that I applied here out. I'm going to buff it out here as well. By the time I use the powder to go over like this area, this hash line is going to kind of disappear. I've dusted everything off minus the powder that I have in my immediate under eye area. I'm going to go in with my Sigma F23, and this is the soft angled contour brush. I really like this brush a lot. You guys can see that I've been using it. So I'm going to take this, and this is my Milani pressed powder in Earth Glow number 5. So I'm going to take this into this area. I like this because Normally, I wouldn't use brushes that are like, you know, those flat chisel kind of brushes. I hate them for setting my contour because I feel like they cannot create soft lines. They just create very harsh lines. And then sometimes the round brushes, I feel like they do too much. So this is really fluffy, but then it's very slim as well. So I just love the way that it applies my contour product. So I'm going to go in now and I'm going to dust off the excess powder that I have in this area. Okay, so I'm going to set my entire face with my Iman pressed powder in Earth Medium. I'm going to apply some blush. I'll be using this one from my Zoeva Aristo palette, and this one is Demeter or Demeter, I don't know how it's pronounced. So this brush is my Sigma F10. I always apply a blush, like I always apply a blush. I never skip blush. I know that some people actually skip it, but to me, I feel like it adds like this extra step that nothing else in the highlight and contour like routine adds when it comes to like defining the face. Just applying this, it just adds a nice warm flush of color in this area here. So lastly, I'm going to apply highlighter. Before I go in, I like to go in with this highlighter base in the Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette. This particular shade is called Fiji. And just going to pop this on here. It's going to give my highlighter something to adhere to and just make it pop. You're going to use my ColourPop X Shayla highlighter in Pose. And this is my Sigma F03 high cheekbone highlighter brush. I'm going to line my lips real quick with the Huda Beauty contour pencil lip contour in Spice Girl. I've used these two lip glosses to death, and it's because I love them so much. You guys have seen me use them in previous videos, but this time around I'll be using the two of them together. And this is the Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer glosses. One is in Tease and the other one is in Too Cute. So I'm going to start out with Too Cute, which is like a pinky nude. And right on the center of my lips, I'm going to use Tease. Last thing that I like to do is I like to go in with this powder here. It's in the Zoeva Aristo palette and it's in the shade Glowy. It's a white setting powder and I take just very little. I don't take too much. I tap off the excess and I just use this in this area here. And it just brightens up my immediate under eye area. Just gives it this nice brightness that the setting powder that I used didn't really give it, okay? I only use this in this area. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. This is how I'll do my highlights and contour on the days that I want everything looking snatched, okay? You guys can see that my contour is popping up, okay? Showing up a lot more than it would. I normally never wear it like this. Parts of my face are a lot darker, more defined than I normally have it, but then the key to all of this is just blending, okay? I've done all of this, like brightened up some areas, darkened up some areas, but everything is still blended out nicely, and at the end of the day, that is what you want, okay? I really like this hair. I love the fact that it's giving me this really lovely blonde streak, okay? Giving me some X-Men vibes here, some Oluwastorm vibes. I love it a lot. I'm going to leave the details for this hair in the description box. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.